Hi, welcome back to M is for Meeple. I'm Mitch, and in this series, Board Games and Blankets, I get cozy in a blanket and just quickly review a board game. And today I'm going to quickly review That Time You Killed Me, but I don't know where I put it. Let's go find it. I found it. Okay. So That Time You Killed Me is an abstract strategy game where you are either the person who invented time travel or you are the person who is the person who kills the person who that's a lot of persons. You're the person who kills the person who invented time travel. But either way, the objective of the game is to eliminate your opponent off of 2 out of the 3 eras. There is the past, the present, and the future. Now, you exist on all 3 of these boards, indicated by your either white or black token, depending on which color you decide to play with. At the start of the game, the first player has their focus token, focusing on the past. The second player has their focus token, focusing on the future. So the first player can then select one of their copies in their current era and take 2 actions on their turn. The 2 actions could be to move 1 space to adjacent square, and then your second action can be to move another space. And so you'll just take basic movements to move around the board until you decide to time travel with a later action, which I'll get into here in a little bit. But after you take your 2 actions, you have to move your focus to a different era. And then it's your opponent's turn to take 2 actions where their focus is at, and then they would change their focus. Things get a little bit tricky when you look into the other actions players can take. A player can time travel backwards to the era next to him. A player can travel from the present to the past with 1 action, and when they do so, they would take the copy that they are focusing on, move back to the past, but then a copy of them would remain behind on the board, because when you go to the past, you'll eventually grow up to become your present self, so you're going to exist again in the present. Yes. That's how that works. Either way, you can take the action, move back in time, and then with your second action, you would have to move that figure again, because that copy of you was your focus, so you would get to move in the past. You following me? Good. And now the other action you can take when you're focusing on your figure is to move forward in time. And when you move forward in time, you don't leave a copy of yourself because there's no one in the past to grow up to become you. So you just move your figure forward in time to the same space on the board. And then you can take another movement action with that figure from that space. Either way, when you're moving through time, you can't move to a place where there's already an object. And then finally, how do you kill someone off a board? So in order to kill someone off the board, you simply have to move your figure into their space, and then their figure would get pushed in that opposite space. So and then that's how you move them. In order to kill them, you have to move them into one of the walls on the outside of the board. Another way you can kill a figure is to make a paradox. Pushing that figure into another copy of itself would kill both of the figures. It follows time cop rules. The same energy can't occupy the same space in the same time. And I love that about this game. And then you can do a chain mechanic to where if your figure pushes your enemy's figure into your figure, which pushes into your enemy's figure, which will push that into the wall, you would kill your enemy's figure. Gets pretty complicated, but I've never had that happen. Maybe I have in a different timeline. But anyway, that's the base of the game. Once you master that, the game then has you move on to more complicated things, like planting seeds in the past, which will become shrubs in the present, and then trees in the future. And I won't spoil anything else more than that, because the game has loads more to it that I will leave you to find out about for yourself, but you master one mechanic of the game at a time before you advance. It's a fantastic game. As I was teaching one of my best friends how to play, He beat me because it's so simple to overlook that, oh, his figure is going to move from the past to the present and then push me into a wall. So he whooped my butt. With that being said, my name's Mitch. Thanks for watching M is for Meeple and this episode of Board Games and Blankets, where I reviewed That Time You Killed Me. If you like what you saw, click that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.